Take a deep breath, everyone. In through your nose and out through your nose. Welcome to the Hot Yoga Hot 26 music class here at Riverflow Yoga. Breathe nice and deep. So hopefully you've got a strong practice or a familiar practice with hot yoga so that you have an almost instant response. The moment you step on your yoga mat, you feel lighter. You just feel more relaxed. If you need to encourage yourself into that relaxation, that's fine. Pull your collarbones nice and wide. Let your arms hang. Notice that when your arms are relaxed, they hang pretty far away from your body. Just let them fall where they fall. Tighten your thigh muscles. Rotate your kneecaps in. Drop your chin a little bit. Most of us are going to find that we really do have a bit of a chin thrust, and that's hard on the neck. So you drop your chin, you put your head back a little bit, and take a deep breath. So deep breath is in through your nose and hear it in the back of your throat. And then exhale again through your nose and hear it in the back of your throat. So this is called a lot of different things. Darth Vader breathing is one of my favorites. It's really Ujjayi breath. The benefits of this kind of breathing are physically and psychologically even hard to describe. You just know it when you feel it. Inhale. And exhale. Pranayama, standing deep breathing. So try to keep the lower part of your body really taut. Thighs are tight, kneecaps rotated in, the inner edges of your ankle bones touching each other. Just bend your elbow tips. Clasp all 10 fingers, bring your knuckles up under your chin. You're looking into the mirror right there ahead of you and begin. Inhale. Exhale. You'll be exhaling through your mouth. Inhaling through your nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. And change. Arms at your sides, palms facing forward, toes and heels together. Try to really stand still between the poses. I think we're going to do a second set on this one. Maybe you'll be able to see how this looks from the side. Sometimes we do one set, sometimes we do two sets on these poses. You can catch a little bit of Paula here practicing with me. So you can see this from a few different angles. Okay, let's do it again. Second set on pranayama. Clasp all 10 fingers, knuckles under the chin. Looking into your own eyes and begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. always feel completely relaxed after that first set of pranayama. Especially after the second set, totally in a different headspace. So take a deep breath. Go ahead, you breathe. I'm going to adjust a little bit. Inhale. Remember your palms face forward. You can even check the difference, right? If your palms are turned and then you turn your palms forward, notice what happens to your shoulders. Things just feel better. And that is the mantra of yoga. Feel better. Soothe yourself. Feel better. All those other things that you get, flexibility and strength and toning and weight loss, those things are the side effects. It's nice to have something that gives you positive side effects. But really the mantra is feel better, soothe yourself, feel better. Ardha Chandrasana with Padahastasana, half moon with hands to feet pose. So coming back from this really relaxed state, you pull your fingers to the ground and you feel your arms get really taut, and then inhale your arms overhead. Clasp all 10 fingers. Pointer fingers are up and thumbs are crossed. Let's see if I can give you a look at that. And you're stretching to the ceiling. Lean the weight backwards into your heels. Push your hips and thighs forward. Keep your legs locked. No bending knees. You can really get a good stretch as you inhale. Now we'll do a little warm-up. Just rock from side to side. Pull, push your hip to the opposite side. Pull, push your hip to the opposite side. Pull, push your hip. Pull, push your hip. Back to center. Inhale, pull, push your hip. Back to center. Pull, push your hip. And back to center again. So right here, inhale. Feel like you want to touch the ceiling. Lock your biceps to your head. Lean the weight into your heels. Push your hips and thighs forward without bending your knees. And as you inhale more, lift your breastbone to the ceiling. Stretch. Holding right here. Hold your breath and start. Pull to the right. Try to pull a little bit behind you. Top back right corner of the room. And as you exhale your breath, let your left hip ease to the left. So you imagine you're like a poplar tree in the wind, right? Poplar trees look really strong and tall, but they do bend in the wind. So you're going to keep everything locked, but you have this bending ability by pushing your hip. So looking at yourself, hopefully you're in a mirror, you pull from your pointer fingers, press your palms, lock your elbows, squeeze your arms against your head, lift your chin up off your throat, your armpits and hips are square to the front. Lean the weight backwards into your heels. And as you exhale, push into your left hip. And notice how your body bends a little more. Just keep everything locked from the fingertips all the way down to the heels. As you push your left hip, push, push, and change. Inhale back to center. Stretch to the ceiling. Lean the weight backwards into your heels. Push your hips and thighs forward without bending your knees. Stretch with your chest up to the ceiling. Hold your breath here at the top, and holding your breath, start. Pull to the top back left corner of the room. Pulling, pulling, pulling. And as you exhale, ease your hip to the right, push. And looking at yourself, hopefully in a mirror. As you inhale, feel yourself pull from your pointer fingers. Press your palms so there's no space between them. Lock your arms, squeeze your head with your biceps. Your chin is off your throat, your armpits and hips are square. Lean the weight backwards into your heels. Push your hips and thighs forward, and as you exhale, push your right hip. So push, push, push. Change. Inhale, stretch up the center. Okay, we're going to go for a backward bend. So as you inhale, feel yourself stretching and elongating. As you exhale, just drop your head back. Now you're looking at your pointer fingers. So as you inhale, pull your pointer fingers to the ceiling. You can actually turn this around so you can see from the side. And as you exhale, the weight is in your heels. Push your hips forward and begin moving your arms beside your ears. So you just keep watching your pointer fingers. Keep the weight in your heels. Keep thinking about moving your arms beside your ears. As you inhale, pull from your pointer fingers, lift your chest. And as you exhale, continue to move your arms beside your ears as you come into this effortless backward bend. And change. As you inhale, pull back up to center. And now as you exhale, forward bend. Pull forward. Keep looking forward. Try to keep your head between your arms so you're lengthening your spine all the way down. And when you're all the way down, maybe you have to bend your knees, place your palms on the ground. Hang your head like you're trying to see your own throat and begin to pedal your heels in the runner stretch. So left and right, left and right, left and right. And then glue your heels to the ground and just move your knees. Left and right, left and right. You'll notice your hips moving more. Tuck your chin into that little hollow space between your collarbones. Bend down, place your chest against your thighs. So now there's going to be no more space between the chest and thighs. Tuck your hands under your heels from behind so that all 10 fingers point forward and your heels are in your palms. As you inhale, wrap your elbow tips behind your calves. Squeeze your legs together with your arms. Tuck your chin. And as you exhale, tighten your thighs, straighten your legs, lift your tailbone up without separating your chest from your thighs, and press your face to your shins. Inhale. Exhale, tailbone up, locking your legs, face to shins. And change. Coming up. Arms beside your ears, point your fingers pulling forward. Stretch up to the ceiling, long spine. And drop your arms down, Shavasana. Inhale. And exhale. Utkatasana, upward pose. Right foot steps to the right 6 inches. Bend down, place 2 fists between your feet to measure, getting an exact 6-inch distance. And then stand up and bring your arms up to shoulder height. Shoulder height is where your hands hide your shoulders. If you have a mirror in front of you, you can gauge that. Your feet are parallel and directly 6 inches apart. Inhale, taking the weight in. Let's see if I can give you a better view of this. This way. Inhale. And as you exhale, stretch your tailbone through the back wall, stretch your fingers and knees through the front mirrors. Keep your knees and feet 6 inches apart. Everything is parallel. You're pulling your fingertips forward, your shoulders are down and back. You're stretching your tailbone as if there's a chair at the back of the room that you're trying to sit down into. So stretch and change. Slowly inhale, coming up all the way up on your tippy toes. So the backs of your feet are perpendicular to the ground. Your heels are high. Inhale. And start. Slowly lower down as if there's a back wall behind you. But keep your heels high. So if your heels drop and the backs of your feet are not perpendicular to the ground, stop your descent and raise your heels. Heels up, knees up, heels up, and change. Coming up, heels down, knees together. Inhale off your heels very slightly. And exhale, start. Lowering down slowly. Keep your arms locked. Feel like you're coming down a back wall as you rest your hips on your heels. Cracking these good. Now, if you need your hands on the ground to lower your hips to your heels, put them there. Get your hips to your heels. When you're all the way down, you can squeeze your knees and thighs, tip your knees forward. Then you can hover your hips over your heels. But if you're hovering, your knees must be pointing down, not straight ahead of you in the mirror. And come on up. So you're gliding up this back wall with your knees squeezed tight, knees together, arms down, legs together, Shavasana. Take a breath. Inhale. And exhale. Garudasana, eagle pose. So locking your arms down by the fingertips, inhale your arms up overhead, hands touching ground. Exhale, swing your arms down and cross them at the elbows. Forearms twisted, palm to palm. Thumbs face your nose. Move your shoulders, pull your elbows towards your belly button and bring your hands centered in the middle of your face. Inhale again, bend both knees. Have this nice deep sit and then go. Bring your right leg up, over, around. Hook your right toes behind your left calf muscle. And then bend and sit. Now once your toes are hooked, you're going to line up your knees and your elbows. If your toes aren't hooked, you're working on it. Once your toes are hooked, bend and sit and squeeze as hard as you can. Hands arms, legs, and then release. Inhale, arms overhead, hands in prayer. Exhale, swing down and cross, left under right. Forearms twisted, hands in prayer, thumbs to nose, move your shoulders. Pull your elbows towards your belly button and center your hands in the middle of your face. Inhale, bend both knees, sitting down deep, and go. Left leg up, over, around, and hook. The toes come up behind the calf muscle. Now, whether your toes are hooked or not, you're going to bend your standing knee and feel like you want to be the shortest person in the room. Well, you might be the only person in the room. So you get to be the shortest person in the room. But try to imagine you're sitting in a very low stool. Bring yourself down as you squeeze your hands, your arms, your legs, tighten up, and then release. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, drop. Shavasana, breathing in and out through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. And you should have some water with you at any time you feel like you need to take a sip, please do. If you're sweating, hopefully you've got a heat source on you, that's great. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, standing balancing series, Dandayamana Janu-Shavasana, standing forehead to knee. So, lock your left thigh muscle, which sort of feels like you're trying to suck your thigh muscle up into your hip, right? Like if your thigh muscle was this piece of a jigsaw puzzle and the open space was in your hip, you'd have to lock and lift. Then bend your right leg up at the knee. Flex the sole of your right foot. Make sure the knee and the hip are in a straight line. Suck your stomach in again. Lift from your chest. Round back a little like you have a globe in your arms, or you get the whole world in your arms, and then swoop forward. Engage all 10 fingers on the ball of your foot for 60 seconds. Now the key to this pose is to lock the standing leg. I know it's easier to bend the knee, but you can't do it. You've got to protect your kneecap by locking your thigh muscle and allowing your kneecap to set into place on its own. No pressure, no bending, no shaking, no wobbling. Your leg is like a tree trunk or a lamppost, something good and strong, holding up the essence of this pose for you. Your upper body, on the other hand, is very relaxed. You can almost hammock your foot in your hands. Now you're halfway through. If you fall out of a pose, that's fine. Come on back in or stand in standing Shavasana. If you're still in the pose and your leg is locked, you might be ready to kick. Lead the sole of your foot out to the wall in front of you or the mirror in front of you until eventually the kicking and standing leg are equally strong and straight. So holding right here, kicking out, remembering you're only kicking out if your standing leg is locked, no kicking out otherwise for 3, 2, 1, and change. Right leg down. Let's try the left leg. So, locking this left thigh muscle, remembering that little jigsaw puzzle thing, the game you're playing, this thigh muscle has to suck up into the hip. Bend the left leg at the knee and flex the sole. Knee and hip are in a straight line. Stomach in, lift your chest, round it back, and swoop. All 10 fingers on the ball of your left foot, 60 seconds. So if you have a mirror in front of you, you're looking into your own eyes. Locking your standing leg. Remember, your standing leg is the essence of this locked pose, but your upper body is really relaxed. You can shrug your shoulders forward a little bit. See if you can hammock your foot. See if you can get your left heel to be at or below your right knee so you're really relaxed in your upper body. And you're halfway. So only if your standing leg is locked. Please don't be in a hurry to kick out. There's no big glory in it. You really want to be safe and enjoy the pose, so make sure you've got all the foundational pieces, which is your leg is locked, your standing leg, then you can kick. Leading towards the mirror with the sole of your foot, flexing through the heel. Holding tight. Yeah, so what if you fall out of a pose, right? First of all, it's probably just you doing the class. Second of all, even if it's not, this isn't a show for anybody. This is about you feeling good. 3, 2, 1. Change. Left leg down. Standing back in Shavasana. Arms at your sides, palms forward. Let your chin drop a little bit. And you're going to breathe that sigh of relief. Inhale. And exhale. Dandayamana Dhanurasana, standing bow pulling. Another breath. Inhale. And exhale. Right elbow to your waist, right palm faces up. Now, one of the keys to this pose is not to flip your palm, right? Pretend you have coins in your palm. You don't want to drop them, so you keep your palm up. Bring your right shoulder way behind you, so your left shoulder comes forward and your body sort of twists. Then bring your right leg up behind you, lower the hand and scoop the arch of your foot until your knees touch. Keep your body twisted. Left arm up by your ear, palm facing the front, and stretch as you inhale. Now exhale, start. Lock the standing leg, kick your right toe and shin back, charge your chest forward. Kicking and reaching for 60 seconds. And this is good. You've got a view here of Paula's foot, so you can see what's happening to the leg. As you kick the thigh and calf muscle, begin to separate. Your body arches into a bow shape. That is the bow of this pose. Kicking and reaching will get you there. Make sure your standing leg is locked out solid. So kicking, reaching, stretching. You're halfway. You're not lowering your body actively, but you're kicking until your body lowers itself. And you become a bow. Lock the standing thigh. Kick harder. Eventually you'll see your foot come up behind your head. That's when your fingertips are facing forward and you're going to kick. Then eventually you'll be in that standing split for 3, 2, 1, change. Left side. Left elbow to waist, left palm faces up. Get the left shoulder behind you as the right one comes forward. Left leg comes up behind, reach back and grab. Right arm up by your ear and stretch. Really feel the stretch as you inhale, keeping that left shoulder behind you. Start kicking and reaching for 60 seconds. Point your left toe, kick your shin to the back wall, charge your breastbone forward, not so much your fingertips, your breastbone, all on a standing, locked leg. No bending, no shaking, no wobbling around in this pose. Kick and reach. And breathe. And you're halfway. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, kick harder. Seeing how the foot will eventually come up behind your head. Oops, I have a pole, thank goodness. And kick and reach for 3, 2, 1, change. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, balancing stick. So bring yourself to the back of your mat. Let your arms relax for a moment. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward, forward, look forward, forward. Open your eyes. Breathe through your nose. Mind yourself. Inhale, lock your arms down. Lift them up overhead. Clasp all 10 fingers. Point your fingers up, thumbs crossed. On the same inhale, take a step forward with your right foot, 2 feet in front of you. Point your left toes so both legs are locked. Throw your arms back, lift your chest up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and become a human letter T. Body down, leg up. Pull. Change. Coming back. Inhale, stretch. Step forward on the inhale with your left foot. Point your right toes. Throw your arms back a little, lift your chest up. Exhale, hinge. Body down, leg up. Pull. And change. Coming back. Drop your arms. Shavasana. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, walk to the front of your mat. Turn to the right. Dandayamana Vipattapada Paschimottanasana. We're going to do some hip opening poses. So lock your arms down. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, hands touch in prayer. As you exhale, take a wide step to the right, 3/4 the length of your mat. Bring your arms out to the sides in a T position. So you're going to pull hard from fingertip to fingertip, as if you want to touch those side walls, as if someone has ropes around your wrists and they're helping you pull. Pigeon toe in, unless you have sciatica. In that case, keep your toes pointing straight ahead. Inhale, level your chin, lead with your chest. Exhale, swan dive with your chest. Looking forward, letting your eyes travel down the wall. When your knees buckle, give yourself a ragdoll moment. Shake your head yes and no. Shake your hands from the wrists. Rock from heel to heel and round your hips. Try to imagine that you're tracing an infinity symbol with your hips. Now, don't look between your legs. Look straight down at your mat as you reach around the outsides of your feet and tuck all 10 fingers under your heels from the sides. Try to get your heels in your palms. And as you inhale, draw your elbows to your shins. And as you exhale, tighten your thighs, straighten your legs, lift your tailbone up, and press the spot between your eyebrows down. Inhale, elbows to shins. Exhale, tighten your thighs, straighten your legs, lift your tailbone up, press your forehead down. And change. Arms out to the sides, pulling from the fingertips as you stack your spine. Beautiful T position. Arms up overhead, hands in prayer. One push, legs come together left, and drop. Shavasana. Inhale. And exhale. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Lock your arms down. As you inhale, lift your arms up overhead, hands in prayer. Exhale, a wide step to the right, and your arms come out in the T position. Once again, pulling hard from the ends of your fingertips, feeling people having ropes around your wrists and pulling. Get the really nice shapely arms. Now, to prepare for Trikonasana so that you're not out of breath, you have to do a couple of little weird things at first. Bring your chest forward, and bring your belly forward. Lean your upper body back and pinch your shoulder blades together. Then you can pivot on your heels. Your right toes will face the wall in front of you. Your left toes will come in 45 degrees. And your left hip will also come in and down. Then bend your right knee and sit until you've got a nice flat right thigh muscle, like you could balance a tray of drinks on that thigh. Keeping your arms taut, flip your palms forward and just windmill your arms, go. Right? Don't move your torso at all, just your arms. Your right elbow is going to aim in front of your right knee. It might not get there. Your left fingertips up at 12 o'clock. Fine. Tuck your chin and turn your head so that your chin is down and your neck stays long. Your eyes will look up at your fingertips, but your chin will stay down. Now, push your right knee back a little bit with your right elbow. Rotate your left rib cage 3/4 of the way towards the ceiling and let your arms have a tug of war. Straight up, straight down. Pull. Breathe. Change. Arms out in T. Once again, chest and belly forward. Lean backwards, pinch your shoulder blades. Now pivot the opposite way. Left toes face in front of you, right toes come in 45. Right hip comes in 45. Bend the left knee. Get that flat left thigh muscle. Flip your palms forward, pull your arms long, start. Windmill your arms. Tuck your chin, turn your head, and stretch. You should look like you have one long straight arm. Pulling up, pulling down. Push your left knee back a little, rotate your right rib cage, and pull a little harder. Right fingers up, left fingers down. Stretch and change. Arms out in a T. Arms overhead, hands in prayer. One push, legs together left. Drop into Shavasana. It's not unusual to be out of breath after Trikonasana. It's not unusual to be out of breath when anything strenuous or stressful comes into your life. But look how much control you have to bring yourself back. Breathe. Dandayamana Vipaktapada Janu Shavasana. Standing separate leg, forehead to knee. Lock your arms, lift your arms. Hands in prayer. Exhale, step to the right 3 feet, pretty shallow. Pivot, face the back wall. So you're going to square your hips up to the back. Twisting, twisting, squaring. Inhale, stretch to the ceiling, keep your arms locked. Now exhale, you're going to play this little game with yourself. Try to see your own throat. Tuck your chin. Look for your throat. Round your middle back. Suck your stomach in. Dive down. Curl in. And get forehead to knee. Now if you have to separate your hands for balance beside your foot, that's fine. If you have to bend your right knee to get the spot between your eyebrows to the kneecap, that's fine. But keep your back leg straight like a kickstand. And breathe. You're actually doing an inversion pose here. Inversions are so good for you, but sometimes things like headstand and shoulder stand and handstand can have some element of trickiness to them, a little bit of potential danger. Nothing dangerous going on here. You don't have to balance on your shoulders. You just keep yourself breathing, forehead to knee. Change. Hands in prayer, head locked between your arms, uncurl. And pivot side. And again, pivoting to your front. Let's see, I think this might give you the better view. Inhale, stretch. Now exhale, again, that game. Look for your own throat. How much would you have to tuck your chin to see your own throat? Curling inward. Coming down. Forehead to knee. So maybe you can keep your hands in prayer and get your forehead to your knee. Maybe you can't. Separate them. Be in your fingertips so you can press a little bit and get your forehead to your knee. And maybe you have to bend your knee a little bit, so that's fine. Right? Be gentle with yourself. Be patient. Forehead to knee. And change. Coming up slowly. Hands locked. Arms locked by your head. And pivot, and bring your legs together, and drop your arms. And there you are back in Shavasana. Inhale, and exhale. Okay, it's the last pose in the standing series, Tadasana, tree pose. Lock your left thigh, bend your right knee. Reach down for your right foot, behind and underneath with your left hand. Let your knee drop. Raise your heel into the hip crease. Let your knee drop. Hold your foot from behind and underneath with the left hand. Bring your right hand into half prayer. And you're in tree. So breathe. Pull your collarbones. This is a good time to check on all those little alignment things. Collarbones wide. Chin dropped. Tailbone dropped. Hips a little forward. And breathe. Change. Right leg down, left leg up. Reaching down, holding top of the left foot, hold behind and underneath the left foot. Let the knee drop. Raise the heel into the hip crease. Hold the foot from behind and under. Your left hand's in half prayer. And you're breathing. Inhale, pull your collarbones wide. You know, this is why it's great to have a mirror in front of you, because you can see the different shapes that your body is making, and you can know whether you're really getting the most pleasure from this pose that you can, from simple things like making your collarbones look like one straight line, letting your hips come a little forward so your knee can drop down a little back. And eventually both knees line up. You're not doing this to have perfect poses, you're doing this to feel good. And change, left leg down. Stand for one breath. Inhale. And exhale. let's get ready for the floor series. So take a moment to take a sip of water if you'd like. This is just the most opportune time for you to go ahead and take a sip. I usually take a lot more than a sip. You know, it's very important to drink a lot of water. Water is a natural cleansing element for your body. Your body is, I forget the percentage, but I'm going to say something like 80 to 90% water. So you're just continuing to combine with your own elements as you drink water. You should be drinking about half your body weight in ounces of water every day. That's just baseline hydration. Maybe even more so now. So let's see what your best view of these floor series is going to be. It's going to be this way, so give me a moment to move my mat into your line of vision. All right, Shavasana. Arms at your sides, palms facing up, heels are touching, toes flopped apart. Tuck your chin. An easy way to know whether you're getting really nice traction for your cervical spine, your neck bones, is that you're not looking at the ceiling. You're looking down the middle of your body. You can almost feel your neck bones relax, separate. Inhale, holding your belly out. And as you exhale, drop your lower back. As if there's a hand that gets slipped under the small of your back and you're just trying to allow yourself to drop into it. So inhale, blowing your belly out. And exhale, drop. Always check where your eyes are. Check what's in your line of vision. One more breath. Inhale. Drop your lower back into that hand. Sometimes it helps to visualize that somebody has two hands on your rib cage, and every time you're exhaling, they're bringing your ribs in closer towards the center line of your body. If you can imagine that and feel it, you'll notice how much thrusting of the chest and rib cage that you do. It's really nice to be aware, because when you change that, when that habit goes away, you're going to feel a huge difference. Habits don't go away in an instant. Awareness is the first step. Pavanamuktasana, wind removing pose. Bend your right knee to your chest. Bring your arms in close to your body. Bend your elbows to clasp all 10 fingers 2 inches below your right knee. Inhale, pull your collarbones wide so your elbow tips are lodged in your waist. Relax your left leg. And exhale, tighten at the webbing of your fingers and guide your right knee towards your right armpit. So if your right knee is going towards your right armpit, then your thigh is not on top of your rib cage, it's alongside your rib cage. So this pose is great for your hips, here the right hip, and really good for your digestive system. On this side, the ascending colon gets a massage. Inhale, tuck your chin, exhale, press a little more. Feeling the right knee move even the slightest little bit is what you want. No forcing, jerking, no fast movements here. Just really relaxing the elegance of these stretches. And change. Right leg down. Bend the left knee. Place the sole of the left foot on the ground. Bring the knee towards your chest. Bring your arms in close to your body and clasp all 10 fingers up to the webbing 2 inches below the left knee. Inhale, shoulders down, collarbones wide, chin down. Exhale, tighten again at the webbing and let the fingers guide the left knee towards the left armpit. So this pose demonstrates one of the many poses in this sequence that have what's called the tourniquet effect. You're squeezing down certain blood vessels. shutting them down for a moment. So all this momentum builds up in this area, and when you finally let go, there's a fresh rush of oxygenated blood. So here it's the left hip and the descending colon. But just like a tourniquet, you have to keep this tight, the tightness of this pose without pressing and releasing. Inhale, shoulders down, chin down, keep the elbows in your waist. As you exhale, feel the tightening of the webbing of the fingers, drawing the left knee closer to the left armpit. And change. Left leg down. Now bend both knees and place the soles of your feet on the ground. See if you can walk your heels up close to your body and squeeze your legs into one unit. Tuck your chin and bring your knees towards your chest. Bring your arms in close to your body. Pull your fingers long, your arms get longer, and then you can wrap your arms around your knees, grabbing opposite elbow tips or wrists or forearms or fingertips, whatever you have access to. And as you inhale, shoulders down, chin down. And as you exhale, pressing both knees to the chest as you tuck your chin, sort of nestle your chin between your collarbones. A little hollow space, just the right size and shape. Feel like your chin can just fit in there. Inhale, shoulders down, chin down. Exhale, pressing more. Use your biceps to squeeze your legs together. Use your biceps to draw your knees in closer. So this is great for both hips and a really nice massage for the whole transverse colon. Healthy digestive system is really key to a healthy immune system. And change. Soles of the feet to the ground, slide your legs out, arms at your sides, you're back in Shavasana. Inhale. And exhale. Remembering on the exhale, you drop your lower back. Try to imagine those helpful hands guiding your rib cage in. Okay, we're going to do our first sit-up. Now, sit-ups are very specific. You really want to follow these instructions to make sure your lower back stays in integrity. Inhale, arms overhead. Flex your feet, lock your body, and sit up. Reach for the ceiling. Reach for your toes. Double jerk, double exhale through your mouth, and then tuck your chin towards your throat as you drop your forehead towards your knees. Okay, turning around. Bhujangasana, cobra pose. So you're going to lie on your stomach with your chin on the mat. Let's see. Let's give you a view of this pose. Okay. So you're on your stomach. Your chin is on the mat. Your hands are flat and directly under your shoulders. Your elbow tips are pulling down towards your hips. So you can feel your shoulder blades sort of squeeze together behind you. Now make your two legs into one strong cobra tail. Here's how you do it. You press down on the tops of your thighs and tops of your feet until your kneecaps pop up off the mat, and then you can rotate them in. So inhale, keep everything tight. Now exhale, slowly lift your chin, neck, chest. Keep pulling your elbows towards your hips. Your eyes are going to be looking up and back, and you're going to get one more set of ribs off the mat by pulling your elbow tips back. Don't press into your hands. Right? This isn't a push-up. You should be able to lift your hands off the mat. Here you're engaging your lower back strength, not a push-up. Lift and change. Chin lands, turning your head to the right. We'll be in frontal Shavasana now. So now you pretty much can't see me at all. You'll have to follow my instructions. So, lying down, turn your head to the right, arms at your sides, palms facing up. Let your elbow tips bend a little so your shoulders slump, your big toes are touching, and your heels are wide apart. Your eyes are open. You're in Shavasana. Inhale. And exhale. Salabhasana locust pose. Chin on the mat, lift your hips a little, and bring your arms under your body with your palms facing down. So your arms are under you, and your palms touch your towel or mat, not your thighs. Chin on the mat. Relax your left leg. Pull long from your right toe and lift your right leg up, rolling the weight of your body to the right. So your right hip bone stays connected to your right forearm. No bend in the knee as you lift that right leg higher, and then release.
Right leg down, relax the right leg. Pull from the left toe, lengthen, and lift. Don't let the left hip bone separate from the left forearm. Keep the left leg long, locked, no bend in the knee, and lift and change. Now a double leg lift. So put your lips to the mat. Now this is very important.
You cannot, if you have a mirror in front of you, if you're watching yourself in a video camera, you cannot see yourself doing this pose. You have to make sure your lips and the tip of your nose are down on the mat so that your neck stays stable on your spine.
So lips down. Bring your arms under your body again, palms facing down. See if you can inch your fingertips closer to your knees. Lock your thighs again so your kneecaps pop up, rotate them inwards. As you inhale, exhale, lift both legs. And change. Lower your legs, lift your hips, roll your arms out from under you, and turn your head to the left. Right ear flat, you're in frontal Shavasana again. Inhale. And exhale. Purnasalvasana, full lotus pose. Bring your arms out in a strong T position, palms on the ground. Inch your fingertips along the ground a little. See if you can get another little millimeter of space. Zip your legs tight again. Make the two legs into one. Rotate your kneecaps in. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, fly. Lift everything up. Chin, neck, chest, arms, hands, legs. Lift your eyes up towards the ceiling. Imagine your hands coming over your head a little bit. Inhale, just hover in the air. And as you exhale, squeeze your legs together. Lift higher. And change. Float down when the chin lands. Pull your wings back in and turn to the right. You're back in frontal Shavasana. Shavasana. Alright, I'm going to try a little something here with this camera. I think if I just put this on the floor, you'll be getting a better view of some of these poses. So let's try it. Shavasana. Notice how my elbows are bent a little so your shoulders can slump. Your big toes touch so your heels splay apart and your hips relax. But your eyes are open. Inhale. And exhale. Shavasana. It's challenging, right, to fight that urge to always be doing something, as if that's the most valuable thing about you, is that you're doing something. If we had hours and hours in this class, I couldn't describe to you all the amazing things that go on in your body when you just let go. This is the most powerful thing you can do for your own healing. It's hard to believe it sometimes because it feels so good. And we're accustomed to thinking that only painful things are going to give us any rewards. Just got to change that mindset a little bit. It won't be hard. Pleasure feels good. Breathe. Okay, the last in our floor series is Dhanurasana, floor bow. So with your chin on the mat, bring your arms behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together as you pull your fingertips towards the wall behind you. Then bend your legs and reach back and find them. So if you don't do these other things first to align you, You're going to find yourself potentially struggling to get your feet. You do the easy things first, and then your feet are right there. So when you do this pose, you're not going to splay out. No V shape to the body. You're going to aim to keep your knees and your hips parallel. So start by squeezing your shoulder blades together, point your toes, inhale. Now as you exhale, kick your toes straight up, kick your shins towards the back wall, lift up. Get your thighs up off the mat. Keep squeezing your shoulder blades together. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath, breathe. Inhale, knees pointing in towards each other, staying parallel. Exhale, kick higher. And change. Lower down. When your chin lands, release your legs and turn your head to the left. Frontal Shavasana once again. Okay, we're going to come up onto all fours, but I'm going to teach you something really powerful. Don't use your palms to press yourself up. This is asking your wrists to do the weight bearing in your body. Use your fingertips so you engage your bicep muscles. That makes more sense. Okay, you're on all fours. Now you're going to crawl to the front edge of your mat. I do think this side view is better for you guys. We're going to do Supta Madrasana. So separate your heels wide enough that your hips can be down on the ground between your feet. Now, if your hips are not down, keep your fingertips down, be in your biceps, lift yourself up, and you're going to do this little hula dance with your hips, right? So it looks like this, right? Your hips aren't down. You're going to ease your hips down, weight in the biceps, and you're going to make this figure 8 with your hips. So see how you can sort of localize the movement to your hips. It's a great opening for your hips and knees, extremely soothing for your nervous system. So just because you don't go further in this pose doesn't mean you're not getting some huge benefits. But if your hips are down, then you can start to come backwards. So as you come back, you lift your chest, hang your head, come into your elbow tips first. Reaching for the floor with the top of your head. When it grazes lightly, tuck your chin, lie down on your back, bring your arms over your head, and grab your opposite elbow tips. And breathe right here. Inhale. And as you exhale, if you're all the way down, you're tucking your chin, you're pulling your elbow tips to the mat behind you, and maybe you're even starting to walk your knees together. Keep the knees on the mat and pulling forward. This is a great opportunity to really open up in the front of your body. So inhale, balloon your belly out. And as you exhale, maybe you'll start walking your knees a little closer together. Keeping your chin tucked. It should be easy to see down the middle of your body now if you're all the way down. Unless your eyes are looking at the ceiling, but right, so easy to correct. Now change. If you're all the way down in the pose, you're going to use your elbows and forearms. Lift from your chest and neck, coming up slowly. Your head's still hanging. It's the last thing to come on top of your spine. And now we're going to do a little child's pose. So knees together, heels together, hips on your heels, forehead to the mat. Arms at your sides, palms facing up, bend your elbows, slump your shoulders, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Place your fingertips on the ground beside you. You're going to notice how lightly you have to press really into those fingertips to get yourself back up into a seated position. Try to be somewhere in the middle of your mat. We'll do Ardha Karmasana, half tortoise. Okay, this might be your best view here on this pose. So, sitting back on your heels, inhale your arms overhead.
Press your palms together so there's no space between them and stretch. All the way up to the ceiling and drop your tailbone a little bit, like a little anchor for you to stretch more and inhale. Now as you exhale, pull forward and look forward. So you're going to keep pulling as if you want to touch that front wall right there in front of you. Keep your head between your arms. You're going to aim to get the spot between your eyebrows to the mat first, and then the blades of your pinky fingers. And if it didn't happen, so it didn't happen. Now you're all the way down. Now you've got the spot between your eyebrows to the mat. Slide on the blades of your pinkies, bringing your fingertips more forward towards the front mirrors, front wall. Press down into the blades of your pinkies. Your wrists are up in the air. Your elbows are locked. Shoulders are down. Hips closer to your heels. And breathe here. I'm going to show you another view of this pose. This is an extremely soothing, powerful pose. Keep your elbows locked. Keep inching your fingertips up closer to the wall in front of you, pushing back on the blades of the pinkies so your hips come closer to your heels. Keep the spot between your eyebrows on the mat so chin away from your throat. Keep your eyes open and breathe. And change. Now to come out of this pose, pull with your fingertips as if you want to touch the front wall the whole way up. Keep your head between your arms. Good control here of your spine, of your lower back. Stretch to the ceiling when you're all the way up. And then drop your arms and turn around and lie down in Shavasana. Now on your back. So head to the front, feet to the back, arms at your sides, palms facing up, heels touch, toes flopped apart, and you're breathing. Sit up, inhale, arms overhead. Flex your feet, lock your body. Sit up, reach for the ceiling, and reach for your toes. Double jerk, double exhale through your mouth. Look for your throat, forehead drops to knees. Turning around, facing the front, getting ready for Ustrasana, camel pose. Now this is one of the climax poses of the series. You've worked a lot getting your spine nice and warm, so you're going to be able to do this pose and get all the benefits. So once again, let's see what's going to be your best view. There you go. Stand up on your knees. Place 2 fists between your knees to measure, so you make sure you have hip width distance. Standing up on the knees, put the hands on your lower back, fingertips facing down. Now take a moment to squeeze your shoulder blades together as if somebody is belting your elbow tips behind your back. As you inhale, bring those elbow tips together. Now as you exhale, drop your head back, lift your chest up, and push your hips forward. So you're thinking about getting your hips to go beyond your knees. Don't lean back in this pose. Keep lifting from your chest. Dropping your head, yes, but lifting your chest up. Now if you feel ready, you can let go. And if your heels are there, you can grab them, but don't lean back to find them. If they're there, fine. If they're not, put your hands right back where they were on your lower back. Head back, chest up, push your hips beyond your knees. And change. If your hands aren't on your lower back, you put them here right away. As you bring yourself back up and let your hips come to rest on your heels, turn around and lie down for Shavasana. Head to the front of your room, feet to the back. That's a tradition.
You never want to have your feet to the front of the room. It's always head to the front, feet to the back. Arms at your sides, palms facing up, tuck your chin. No looking at the ceiling. Let your fingers curl naturally. Follow your breath. Inhale. Exhale. And sit up. Inhale, arms overhead. Flex your feet, lock your body, sit up. Reach up and forward. Double jerk, double exhale through your mouth and tuck your chin, forehead drops to knees. Sasandasana, rabbit pose. So, sitting back, hips to heels. Always turn to face the front of your room. Just a tradition. Then reach behind you and grab your heels with your thumbs on your ankle bones and your fingers wrapped around your heels. So you put your thumbs on your ankle bones, your fingers wrap around your heels, so your heels are in your palms. Inhale, lift up straight. Now as you exhale, it's like your whole body's going to implode. Start with your chin. Roll your shoulders in, suck your stomach in, and start drawing yourself inward and downward, forehead to knees. Now, if your forehead doesn't touch your knees, just keep tucking your chin, moving your hands up towards the balls of your feet, and one day it will. If your forehead is against the knees, you can begin to lift your hips in the air, but with no weight on your head, and making sure that the forehead stays connected to the knees. And change. Coming up slowly, hanging your head, looking for your own throat, keeping your shoulders slumped, stacking every coil of the slinky of your spine. Slowly bring your head up last. And turn around, lie down for Shavasana. Sit up. Inhale, arms overhead. Flex your feet, lock your body. Sit up. Reach for the ceiling. Grab onto your toes. Bend your elbows, double jerk through your mouth. Shh, double exhale. Forehead drops to knees. Turning around for separate leg stretch. So facing the front of the room. Bring your right leg out to the side, 45 degrees. The sole of your left foot will be tucked up high against your inner right thigh. As you inhale, bring your arms overhead. Clasp all the fingers into a net over your head. Turn towards your outstretched leg. I sort of like to wind it up a little like a pitcher, lean it back, and then throw the net of fingers over the ball of your foot, bringing forehead to knee. Now, if you have to bend your knee to get the forehead to the knee, that's okay. But go ahead and get the forehead to the knee. And let your elbows bend so your arms are sort of like spaghetti. Forehead to knee. And breathe here. And change. Bring the net of fingers up over your head. Keeping the arms overhead, alternate the legs using the abdominal wall. Left leg out, sole of the right foot in. Stretch, turn, wind it up, inhale, exhale, throw the net over the ball of the foot and forehead to knee. Let the elbows droop right away. The elbows are going to eventually be down on the ground beside your calf muscle. And breathe here. And change. Okay, now you're going to do a quick sit-up. I'm going to turn, but you don't have to. Legs out in front. Lie down on your back. Arms overhead. Flex your feet. Lock your body and sit up. Reach up. Reach forward. Double jerk, double exhale through your mouth. Drop forehead to knees. Now stay right where you are. Just look up. Take your first two fingers and hook them between your first two toes.
and walk your hips backwards. And as you're walking backwards, you're thinking about making that figure 8 with your hips, right? That infinity symbol. All right, look into your own eyes. If you have a mirror in front of you, this is going to be really helpful. As you inhale, lift your chest, suck your stomach in, draw your collarbones wide apart. As you exhale, flatten the backs of your knees to the mat. Now there's lots of ways to do this. You can pull your heels forward, you can bring your kneecaps in towards each other, bring your pinky toes towards your face. You'll know when your legs are straight, when your heels can hover a little bit. Until then, you're not going to take the next step, you're going to stay in this one. So inhale, lift your chest, suck your stomach in, collarbones wide, let your chin drop a little. Exhale, flatten the backs of the knees to the mat. Now when your heels are hovering, you can bend your elbow tips and begin to draw your breastbone forward. So notice how you're going to keep your back nice and flat. You're not going to do this. You keep this back flat as you draw yourself forward. Eventually the elbows will come down to the ground and you'll be pulling your chin towards your thumbs. And change. Turn around and lie down. Shavasana. Sit up. Inhale, arms overhead. Flex your feet, lock your body. Sit up. Reach up and reach forward. Double jerk and exhale. Drop down, forehead to knees. And now Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. So, turn, bend your left knee so it points forward, or if you have a bad knee or hip, you can keep your leg straight out, otherwise bent. Bring your right leg up and over so the right heel is against the left knee corner. Pulling your heel out from under you, make sure your right hip is on the ground. Now again, it really helps to have a mirror because see how this is slanted? You actually want it to be straight. So you can adjust it a little bit. Bring your right arm behind you, flat against your spine. Bring your left arm by your ear and bend at the elbow. Come down around the knee. Push your knee out of the way and reach your hand down. Now grab hold of the top edge of your towel or mat. We don't use very many props. We don't use any props in the Hot 26, but here's one you can use. If you can slip your hand under your knee without raising your knee off the mat, you can do that. Inhale, lift your chest, suck your stomach in, pull your collarbones wide apart. Exhale, twist and look over your right shoulder. Now keep moving your right shoulder behind you, right? So the goal, we're playing a little game here. You're trying to see your right shoulder, but you can never let yourself see your right shoulder. Just keep moving it away and looking for it again. Twist. And change. Now alternate. Bend the right knee, or maybe you're keeping your right leg straight out ahead of you, that's fine. Left leg up and over so the left heel touches the right knee corner. And it's really important to make sure both of your hips are on the ground, right? You can test this. If you can get your fingers under you, then your hips aren't on the ground. So you can put them down again. Maybe if you have the mirror, you can get the straight line between your knee and your ankle. Left arm behind you, flat against your spine, right arm by your ear and bend. Down around and push the knee and reach down to hold. Inhale, lift your chest, pull your collarbones wide, make your left shoulder go behind you. Exhale, twist, looking over your left shoulder. Remember to keep that left shoulder moving out of your line of vision. Your game is to go find it. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. And change. Turn around and lie down. Final Shavasana. Oh, not final yet. Shavasana, head to the front, feet to the back. Arms at your sides, palms facing up. Heels touch, toes flat apart, shoulders down, chin down. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure you're breathing in and out through your nose. Okay, last sit up. Inhale, arms overhead. Flex your feet, lock your body, and sit up. Reach up, reach forward. Double jerk and exhale. Drop forehead to knees, looking for your throat. And here we are, Kapalabhati breathing. Sit facing the front of the room. I'll face you guys so you can get a better view of this. So this is a forceful exhale breath. You're going to get to see how amazing your body is because you don't have to inhale. You just exhale, and your body takes the inhale on its own. So you're going to get to do this wonderful, forceful exhalation. It's really a beautiful way to cleanse the bloodstream, ending class on a really, really cleansing note. So, if you can sit hips to heels, that's the best way. If this is problematic for you, you can also sit cross-legged. Right? This is fine as well. If you're sitting cross-legged, your arms are behind you and your elbows are locked. If you're sitting hips to heels, your palms are on your knees and your elbows are locked. Now this is locked and this is locked, right? You don't want this. Lock and bring your shoulders down and pull your collarbones wide apart. So what you're going to do is take one deliberate inhale breath, and then you're going to make this soft shushing exhale breath, like you're telling someone to be quiet. It sounds like this. You'll be able to watch your stomach snap, but no other part of your body is going to move. You're locked in place. All right, so here we go. Lock your arms, pull your collarbones wide, let your chin drop, bring your tailbone down a little bit. Make sure that your breastbone and your face feel like they're directly parallel to the wall in front of you. Take one intentional inhale right now. And begin. Final Shavasana, my friends. Turn around and lie down on your back. Arms at your sides, palms facing forward, palms facing up. Heels touch, toes flopped apart. Let your shoulders come down. Chin down. And close your eyes. Let's find a really good view for you to just relax. So inhale, balloon your belly out. And exhale, allow your lower back to drop. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. So I'm going to invite you over the next few days or weeks or however long it takes for you to think of your body as this miraculous universe. You are not vulnerable. You are actually an incredibly intelligent organism. Your body has amazing ways of keeping you vibrant. So your job is to allow it. Let it do its job by doing simple things, taking deep breaths, drinking a lot of water. Find at least 2 things to do every day that you can appreciate. Take a moment to look around you and appreciate something about your life. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. It can be something really simple, like a new flower came up in your garden today, or, oh, this coffee tastes really good. Be in that space where you are allowing yourself to align with the best of the healing abilities that your body actually already has. There is less intervention than you may think there is, or there should be, in order for your body to maintain itself and to keep you feeling vibrant and healthy and dare I say it, happy. There's still a lot to be happy about in your life and in the lives of just about everybody that you know. So make it your practice to focus there. Give yourself a little bit of a media break. You know, as the beautiful Vietnamese monk Thich Nhat Hanh says, you have to guard your sense doors. Things that come in through your eyes and your ears, what comes out of your mouth, these are your sense doors. You need to guard them a little bit. You know, maybe you give yourself a half an hour a day to check the news or to look at Facebook. You'll see everything you need in that half an hour. And you close that sense door for a while. Do whatever it takes for you to feel happy and balanced in this day and in all the days to come, because you deserve it. You don't have to earn it. It's your birthright. Thanks for practicing with us today. Till soon.